Hello everybody, welcome back. Fox Logic here, and I continued to work a little bit off the camera so that way I could farm up some stuff. Eventually Chode fell, so now Chode is actually on the boat. But I went and got some extra resources, that way I don't have to spend my time farming in front of the camera. Got some more berries, and made some more narcotic. So actually I'm gonna keep the narcotic here. I ended up putting some of the thatch on the lystro because I ran out of room in my box, and I don't necessarily want to load up a ton of boxes on a boat, so the lystro can hold on to stuff for you. I also had to put down a fire and a torch because it got too cold. So anyway, I think it's time to make my Pteranadon saddle. So we're gonna go ahead and learn it. Pteranodon saddle. And we're going to go ahead and make our saddle, which is right here, because you can make the Pteranodon saddle in your inventory. So I will need the keratin, fiber, and hide. I need more hide. There we go. So cool. My first saddle is on its way to being made. And I will need to make... Oh, that leveled me up. Nice. I've been continuously putting more points into movement speed, as I will always need to be able to outrun dinosaurs. But I think it's time to learn some arrows. So we need trank arrows. And then I think I'm high enough for the crossbow. I am. But in order to make the crossbow, I'm going to need to set up a whole thing for smelting. So let's go ahead and make, I think I'm going to have to learn the bow anyway, so let's go ahead and make the bow. So I'll go ahead and learn the bow. And let's go ahead and make those things. So in order to make my bow, I'm going to need some wood and fiber, so I'll make my bow. And for arrows, I'm going to need fiber, flint, and thatch. So let's grab some fiber, let's grab some flint, and some thatch. And let's make 100 arrows. We'll make sure that Chode is pet, so that way I get a little bit more XP, as you can see here. I'll go ahead and speed this process up so we don't sit here waiting. Okay, so I have 100 arrows, I have my bow. Let's go ahead and put our resources away. So I'll actually equip my bow here where my spear was, and I'll put my spear away. I might still need to use my spear later for fishing, if I ever am in the mount where I need to fish, usually for taming otters. We'll go ahead and actually it looks like our bow already has arrows equipped, but let's double check. We'll pull our bow out. Cool. If it's not equipping an arrow, just hold down R. Usually that works. It's kind of like 7 Days to Die. There. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. Alright, so let's actually turn some of these arrows into trank arrows. I'm fussing. Alright, so I can either make 80, but I don't really want to use up all of my narcotic. So let's make 30. And it'll turn some of the arrows that I have into trank arrows using the narcotic. So I'll go ahead and speed this up. Alrighty. So now I actually heard a Pteranodon land near me somewhere. What level is it? It's a 1, and it's male. Alright, so let's go ahead and drag these onto my bow, so that way I can use the trank arrows, which are green, as you can see. And let's go find us a Pteranodon. So I actually am going to need a bola. but let's go around and take a look at what we got. Oh, and I will need something to feed it. So let's take some meat with us. And let's see what's landed. But yeah, I typically go for females first. Males, if I really, really want it, or if it's got some good stats. But typically I like to play the... if you're gonna do things, might as well help yourself out later. And kibble is a nice thing to start getting. All of these dinosaurs are really low level. And they're all male. Let's keep looking. So I'm not going to be super picky right now. But later on, I'm definitely going to be very, very picky. Let's go find a Pteranadon. I saw some over there earlier. Looks like they're mostly here. Is that the one that landed before? Nope. Yes, maybe. Still male. Let's go around the island. Maybe some have landed around here somewhere. So we got one back here, but it hasn't landed. Unfortunately, I can't be super picky with that. You can get animals to help get that thing down, but... Oh, here it comes. So let's see what I got. It is a male. Pelagornis would be fun, but they don't pick things up. And I would like to have the ability to pick things up. So we'll keep looking. There's a Pteranodon over there. Oh, and there's one right there. Another male. I seem to be running into a lot of low levels and a lot of males. But I want females. Because if I get Pteranodon eggs, then I can make kibble to get a better Pteranodon. I got some floating around over here. Looks like this one might come in close to land, and if it does, it might start landing. Or maybe it'll fly away. Please land. I might speed this up. Okay, so I found a female. We're gonna shoot her in the face. And she's out. So what I'm gonna do, this is a level 12, so it's not gonna be super great, but at least she'll lay me some eggs. I need to get into her inventory without getting stuck. So... Okay. So she's not gonna have super great stats, but what I really want in Pteranodon is stamina. You used to want to have speed, but they no longer add that anymore. Her torpor is gonna start to go down here pretty soon. Or actually it's going down now, just very slowly. So what I typically like to do when I tame is I like to starve them out before I feed them. And I am actually going to use Dodo Dex. If you haven't been using Dodo Dex, I highly suggest it. It'll give you the stat values of the creature. I can put in all of these stats, and it'll tell me how many points each of these health or stats will have. You can probably eyeball it, but knowing the points is critical. So, for instance, this Pteranodon is a level, what was it, 13? 12. So maybe I can actually bring this stuff up. So Pteranodon, level 12. Let's see. The health is 336. Stamina is 165. Let's see. And make sure that it stays under. And feed it a narcotic. Let's see, the oxygen, I don't really care for oxygen, but I do want to know how many points are in oxygen. So we'll type in 165. Food is 1440, which is pretty typical. Weight is 124. And melee damage is 105. Okay, so with this Pteranodon, we have 3 points into health, which isn't too bad for the level. 2 points into stamina, which is pretty average. 1 point into oxygen, which I don't even know why these animals have oxygen. You can't bring a flying animal into the water, so that's just null and void. Food is 2 points, which is average, and weight is 1 point, which is average, and 1 point into damage. So overall, for its level, it is a very average animal. It doesn't have any low points or high points. So overall, it just is what it is. It does have more points into health, so I guess that works out, considering it's a super low level. We'll keep it under. Let's see. Taming. So we're taming this with raw meat, which means it's going to take 12 minutes. It's going to require 5 raw meat. So we're going to keep this under for 12 minutes. That's another Pteranodon nearby. But yeah, we're going to keep this under for 12 minutes without feeding it. We're only going to feed it the narcotic, so technically I guess it doesn't mean feeding it, but really keeping it under. And I'll go ahead and speed this up. Okay, so I think I've let it starve for a bit. We'll give it a narcotic just in case. So if you're gonna eyeball it, I actually would wait a little bit longer. But according to the taming multiplier, which I'm pretty sure I put at 10, so it is a high taming multiplier for my personal server here. Normally it's going to be around 1 or 2 on official servers. And it's getting hot. But let's go ahead and feed this thing and then make it our friend. So we'll put the meat in it, and since it is starving, there we go. Real easy. We'll call it Sky Flap Flap. I'll go ahead and keep the meat on it. for now. And let's put the saddle on it. Cool. I now have flying capabilities. So pretty much whatever your flying capability is going to help increase your, basically your level at this game. Not character level, but like your building level, pretty much. So now that I can fly, I can go more places that I normally would not be able to go without that ability. It is hot in this game for some reason. Oh, and my sky flap is following me around. Stop it. So this was my first goal, which I've achieved. For some reason it doesn't want to land. There we go. Cool. Mission accomplished. The next one, now that I have a Pteranadon, is to get an Argent, and that's going to be a little bit far off, but at least I have made it this far. So, yeah. Thanks so much for watching me, you guys. I'll update you and hopefully see you in the next video. Hope this has been helpful. Have a good one.